what makes a Thiel fellow? That was one of my favorite chapters of Michael's book. What are the patterns that you see? I think it's something that you are an absolute world expert in, is like seeing these unbelievable people at their earliest sort of stages and pattern recognizing and nurturing them and bringing them along.
One thing that's been beautiful about the book is we're getting some of our lexicon out into the broader ecosystem. And I'll talk about some of those things, but we also have new lexicon where it's like, okay, we've got some new phrases, new things, and we're always thinking about this. We're always jamming on certain ideas. Like one new lexicon piece is dog-on-a-leash energy. This is not in the book. This has come up in the last year and a half, something like that. It's this like energetic sense you have of someone, that they're a dog on a leash. And a dog who's like pulling on a leash doesn't need more food put down in front of it, doesn't need more water, doesn't need a longer leash. What they need is to be cut. That is our job, both at 1517 and in the past with the Thiel Fellowship of like, we're here to cut the leash for you. Like, we're here to set you free and see what you can do with all that energy that you're pushing with. A dog who's pulling on a leash is not compliant. Maybe they're not fully untrainable, but it's like, okay. Like, they're not going to bow down to the system. And I feel like a lot of the people we work with are the same, where they've kind of seen, they've sort of either looked at systems, sometimes from the interior, but sometimes from the exterior, and seen like, okay, it's barren in there. That's not where I want to be. And so are like making a pretty different choice for themselves. So another word that comes to mind a lot for us these days is mutant. Like, these people are kind of mutants. Like, they don't fit in your typical system. They have weird outside hobbies. You ask them about their childhood and you get, again, weird stories. A lot of stuff around almost blowing up the house level things. And then a couple that are in the book. One is a trait that we've just loved and loved and loved. And in fact, I took a group of high schoolers to the Gundo to get the inside scoop on a bunch of startups there. And so many of the founders, it's funny, I didn't prep them on this at all. I wasn't like, hey, we want these messages for these high schoolers. But they gave some great messages. And a lot of the places we went to, very heavy engineering focus. But what people were talking about multiple times at our tour were, it's not enough to be a geek. You have to be a geek who can articulate really well to anybody, where you can talk to your grandma at Thanksgiving about what you do, where you can talk to anybody and you can geek out with the geekiest geek. And we call this hyperfluency at 1517. And we didn't coin this term when we were at the foundation. It really took Michael, when he was writing that book, it was only maybe a year or two before that we sat down and we were like, we need to write our own lexicon. And so we were intuiting these things. We were getting pattern recognition for these things, but we hadn't named them. And there's nothing like listening to someone who's super passionate about what they do and they can explain it to you. And you're like, hold on, time out, back the bus up. Like, let's talk more about your ideas in physics. But yeah, talk to us like we are dumb Labrador retrievers, and not in a condescending way. You can actually relate. There's that social emotional intelligence piece of just being able to explain things to people. So that's a trait that we have found to be very important.